ask you this. Do you ever find yourself in a situation where someone asks you what seems to be a pretty straightforward question, and you do your best trying to answer the question in a straightforward and simple manner, but then by the time you're finished answering the question, the issue is not any clearer to anyone in attendance? Nah, it's just me? Okay, well, this type of scenario happens to me quite often, I have to say, especially when people ask me about my diet. So, with that in mind, I've decided to take a little bit of your time to try and answer the seemingly very complicated question of what it is I eat on a daily basis. For the sake of this presentation, I'm going to talk about lunch, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to have for lunch in just a little bit. But before I do that, I need to lay out 3 facts that inform the way I eat. Fact number 1. Even though I am an American citizen, and even though I have lived in the US for almost half of my life now, I am very much a European when it comes to food. And by that I mean that I was born and raised in Europe. French food and other types of food, but French food is what has educated my taste buds. That means that there are a lot of American staples that I do not like. I don't like the taste or the texture, both of them sometimes. I just don't. Like a lot of snack foods I have no real taste for. Chips, for instance, don't really like. I don't like lots of cheese on my food. Now, I didn't say I don't like cheese. I just said I don't like a lot of cheese. I'm French. I love cheese, okay? But if you put a plate of nachos in front of me, can't do it. First of all, that yellow, orangey, melted cheese is not cheese to me. That's because I'm a snobby French person. I'm joking. I just don't like it. I don't really like cookies. I don't like peanut butter very much. Yeah, I know this one hurts. I get it. I'm getting. I'm developing a taste for it, but I don't. Spontaneously, I would not reach for peanut butter for a snack. I will drink soda, but when I want soda, I'm gonna go get a single serve bottle or a can. I cannot have this stuff in my house because I will drink it all and it's not good for you. I don't really like ice cream, except if it's gelato. Shout out to Frost, Albuquerque, my favorite gelato place. Again, if I want gelato though, I'm gonna go and get a single serve cup. I like other types of dishes I don't really care for. Casseroles of any kind. I don't really like my food to be mushed together. I'm 4 years old in that sense. And like a lot of fast food items I really don't care for. I'll have Mickey D's fries occasionally, but besides that, not that much junk food in my life. So that was fact number 1. Fact number 2 is that I have a really persnickety digestive system, and that comes from having cancer when I was a kid and receiving massive amount of chemotherapy, which apparently has done a number on my GI tract. So anything too salty, too oily, too greasy, I can't eat. It's gonna make me sick. It also means that I have to be super careful with restaurant foods, because restaurants prepare their foods with a lot of additives and preservatives that will make me sick. And I'm not talking, heartburn, burping type sick. I'm talking sick. You don't even want more detail than this. So I do not really eat out very much. I have a few places that I like to patronize. Vietnamese food is easy for me to digest. A few breakfast places, but I always get the same stuff because I know what I can and cannot eat. And that's about it for, for the most part. So I really don't eat out a lot. And fact number 3, I detest cooking. I'm going to own up to it. I don't enjoy cooking. I think it's way too time consuming a process for the amount of time I'm going to take eating the food. So it sort of whittles down what I eat on a daily basis. Yeah, speaking of what I eat, what do I eat? I eat a ton of raw foods, a ton of veggies, a ton of fruit. I also eat pasta, but not too much because I watch my carb intake. I'm French. I eat bread. I will have chocolate croissants and regular croissants. I don't care what anybody says. I do eat them. Not every day, of course, but I have them on a fairly regular basis. I eat dairy. I don't eat a lot of red meat just because I don't have a taste for it, really. It's not my favorite source of protein. I will eat chicken. I will eat pork, but by that I mean ham. I'm not gonna cook pork. I eat deli meats and I eat fish, and I will cook fish. I also eat chocolate. That really is my favorite snack of all times. In order to curb my chocolate intake, I do not buy milk chocolate anymore. I have 90 to 95% cocoa dark chocolate because I can only eat a little bit of that. I really don't eat much candy. When I do want candy, it's usually Pez or Smarties or gummy bears, and I will go to the dollar store or the Family Dollar and buy a small bag of them. I occasionally have popcorn, especially if I go to the movies, but then I'll get a junior size bag of popcorn. And really, that is pretty much it. Yeah, so lots of raw foods, simple dishes that don't take very long to put together, and mostly water. Yeah, I don't drink coffee because it makes me too jittery. I do like tea, but I don't have it very often. And as I said, sugary, bubbly sodas, very few and far between. Now, another question I get asked often is, do I take supplements? Not really. I don't, for reason number 2 I explained earlier. I have a very sensitive GI tract, and I find that most of the pre-workout supplements or the post-workout supplements simply upset my stomach. I don't really eat protein shakes. They make me bloated and farty. I don't like that. And as far as vitamins and minerals, I try to get it from my food. I don't quite understand why we have to take pills. I have some in my fridge. I have iron because I don't eat a lot of red meat, as I mentioned. But I try not to eat supplements like that. If you want to see what I'm gonna have for lunch as soon as I'm done shooting this, well, let me show you. Here is plate number 1. It is a salad that I've put together myself. This one is made of butter lettuce, tomatoes, cucumber, one hard-boiled egg, and an entire avocado. The dressing I make myself out of olive oil, balsamic vinegar, Dijon mustard, garlic, and a little bit of salt. And the reason why I make my own dressing is because my European taste buds do not really take well to store-bought American dressings, and certainly not to the what they call the French dressing. Being a French person by birth, I've never had French dressing like that before, so why not make my own? I have a variation of this pretty much every day. The type of lettuce might change, the toppings can be a little bit different. Sometimes I add red or green peppers. There can be radishes. Instead of an egg, there could be tuna. That's about how it goes. But I do have this every day. Lunch and dinner for the most part. I had to think about it, but yeah, lunch and dinner. Yep. So now let's look at plate number 2, shall we? Plate number 2 is a plate of pasta today. It is 1.5 servings, and the reason I know that is because I use a little doohickey like this to measure out my pasta, because I can be a little bit heavy-handed in that department. It's whole wheat pasta, and I have topped it with shredded deli turkey. There is garlic, red chili pepper flakes, fresh basil, and it is drizzled with olive oil. And that's it. That's what I'm having for lunch today. Now, let's make one thing clear. I do not have pasta every day. However, since I picked up running again after 12 years of not running at all, I find myself a little bit more carb hungry than normal, especially when you know that I swim 3 to 4 times a week and I ride my bike to work whenever I can, whenever New Mexico weather allows it, if it's not too windy. So yeah, I'm having pasta today, but I'm not having pasta every day. It might be a once a week occurrence, maybe twice at most. Rest of the time I eat different stuff. And if you're interested in knowing what the different food stuff are, just drop me a comment below and I'll do more of these videos. Well, there you have it. That's what I'm having for lunch today. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you have any questions? I'd be more than happy to answer them. And if you are interested in me making more of these, also let me know in the comments. I'm more than happy to share more of my diet with you if you are curious about that. Until next time and next workout, peace out.